So you're thinking about buying a home in Knoxville, Tennessee, but you want to know what the best way to do it is in this market. You know, it's a really hot market in the Knoxville area, really in all of East Tennessee, and that's due to a few reasons that I'll talk about real quick. But what I'm going to talk about in this video are the two different ways to buy a home, either resale or new construction, and then the two different ways to buy new construction, kind of break down those options so you can maybe figure out which would be the best route for you. But, you know, just kind of give you an overview of what's going on in the Knoxville market. It's a very hot market right now, and really the main driver for that is the desirability of living in Tennessee and just the political environment that comes with Tennessee, and then East Tennessee in particular, the Knoxville area, the beauty that comes along with the Smoky Mountains and just all of that. So there's a lot of people that are moving to Tennessee, moving to East Tennessee in particular. You know, Knoxville has been rated as one of the top 10 relocation cities in the entire country for the past couple of years. And, you know, Tennessee in general is just seeing a ton of growth with people moving into the area, strong economy, plus the political environment and the natural beauty that comes along with it. So those are kind of the reasons why the housing market is so hot in Tennessee. In Knoxville in particular, there is a pretty massive housing shortage. So getting a home that is, you know, sitting on the market for, you know, more than a couple weeks is pretty rare. Typically, when a nicer home that's priced right comes on the market, it's gone just like that. And it makes it a little bit more difficult to get in the home you want. So this neighborhood that I'm in right now, one of the new developments in the Knoxville area, and I'm going to talk to you about, you know, buying in a new development versus buying a resale home and help you decide, you know, which option might be best for you. But if this is your first time on this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Tennessee, tap the subscribe button, hit the bell for notification so you'll be the first to learn about the current market here in Tennessee. My name is Forrest McCullough. I'm a real estate agent here in Tennessee, and me and the team get calls every day from people just like you looking to buy or sell a home in Tennessee, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about making a move next week or next year, feel free to shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email, and we would be happy to answer your questions, help you find the right home in Tennessee. All right, so to dive in, the two ways to buy a home basically are you can buy resale or you can buy new construction. So there are pros and cons that go along with each one. Obviously resale, it can be tough because they go so quickly and there's not many on the market right now. With new construction, there's a process that goes along with it, and so sometimes you have to wait a little bit. So let's dive in to the new construction first, and then I'll talk about the resale after that. So new construction, as I mentioned, there are kind of two different ways to buy. One is, well, I'll say three different ways, but I'm not really going to touch on the third. So the third way would be to buy a custom home, or to build a custom home rather. So you purchase a lot and pay a custom home builder to build you a home, and you're kind of paying for it along the process. So that's really a totally different process. So the other two ways that I'm going to talk about are buying a home that is already complete, which would be a spec home, versus buying a home that is under construction. That may be a spec home, maybe you don't get to make selections, or maybe it's under construction and it's semi-custom, so you get to make a few of the selections and things like that. So this neighborhood right here is a semi-custom neighborhood. So what that means is these homes at the top here are, all of them except for one are for sale. One of them is for sale for around $800,000 right now. If you went under contract, you would be allowed to pick out some selections as long as they haven't ordered the material for it yet. So, you know, if they've already ordered the countertops and the cabinets and everything, you wouldn't be able to change those. But the things they have not ordered, you would be able to pick out. This neighborhood, in fact, some builders do it differently. Some will only allow you to buy once they're at a certain point in construction. This community right here, as you can see, they're just starting to build it out, about 4 homes that they've started up at the top, but there are a bunch of lots left, and they would actually allow you to purchase any of these lots that you wanted to and build a home that you wanted on it. You can check out this one right back here, has a sold sign on it right here. And these lots here at the bottom, this one also does. So these lots here at the bottom are, you know, very desirable because they're actually quite a bit bigger as they go back towards those woods there than a lot of the other lots. So obviously 2 of these more desirable lots at the bottom here have already sold. So this is just an option for you if you're looking to buy a home in the Knoxville area. And that's a whole process, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But if you are wanting to have just a move-in ready home, I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes, so stick around. A semi-custom builder like this, the benefit is you get to choose some of your finishes, you get to choose your lot, you get to make the house the way you want it, but you don't have to pay for anything until it's complete. So with a custom home, you're paying for the whole thing along the way. You're taking out a construction loan, so you're paying your mortgage plus a construction loan at the same time, which is really difficult for a lot of people. A community like this, you're not paying for the home until the home is complete and you close on it. So you're going under contract and you're getting to pick out some stuff, but you're not paying for anything until you close on it. So that makes it a lot easier. You can take the money from your current home sale and roll it in to this purchase. So this is one of the great ways. If you have several months to wait, then this is a great option for you. This home at the top here is probably about 2 months away from being complete. So you could purchase a home like that, for example, be able to choose some of the paint colors and things like that and close in just a couple months. You could come in here and purchase one of these lots, and then you're going to be waiting probably 6 months or so before you can get in a home. But that way you get the lot you want, you get to make the selections you want, and you really get to personalize the home while still not having to worry about carrying that construction loan along the way. So this option, if you have months to wait, is a really good option. Let's go check out some of the other options if maybe you don't have very much time to wait. If you're looking for a move-in ready new construction home, you can find that as well. And there's several builders that provide that. And this is one of them. This builder's called Ball Homes, one of the largest home builders in the Knoxville market. And they do sell most of their homes before they are complete, just like most of the builders, but they also provide what they call quick move-in homes, which are those that are complete and ready to go once they list them on the market. And so some of the listings they will provide like that. There are some other builders that will do that as well, like Turner Homes. So if you are looking for that move-in ready home, you can get that. They have one listed in this community right back here. This is not a quick move-in home. Actually, it's still under construction, but just an example, this one's listed for $493. It's probably just about a month and a half away from being complete. So really it wouldn't add that much to your close time. But this is kind of what the homes that Ball Homes builds looks like. And if you are looking for a little bit lower of a price point on a new construction, they do provide, homes in the 400s and 500s, as well as up in the 700s and 800s. But they do have those homes that are quick move-in homes from time to time. They do go pretty quickly. So, they may list a few a month and they usually go pretty quick. But if that is what you're looking for, if you have a short time frame for needing to get in a home, then one of these types of quick move-in homes could be a good option for you. The other thing to keep in mind about Ball Homes and some of the other spec home builders like Turner is that you don't really get to make that many selections, or really any selections at all in some cases. So it's pretty much just however they have chosen to finish the home is really what you get. So, that's what this style home builder is really, just whatever they provide is what you're gonna get. So there's a lot of pros to buying new construction. Obviously you get something brand new. If you build semi-custom, you get to choose some of the finishes and everything. One of the cons is you're living in a construction zone for maybe up to a couple years. I mean, you can hear the construction noise behind me here as they are putting in a foundation for a home. So as you buy in these new communities, that's just one thing to keep in mind. I mean, you're gonna be sitting right across the street or right next to a construction zone for several months, potentially a couple years. And obviously during the night, they're not gonna be making noise, but during the day, you're gonna have that construction noise. So that is one of the cons. One of the pros that goes along with that is homes in a brand new neighborhood typically appreciate really well, because there is that drawback to sort of when you buy early on in a development, you're kind of living in that construction zone. And so people are not willing to pay sometimes quite as much as once the neighborhood is completely developed. Those homes appreciate a little bit more. So, one of the benefits to getting in early is that potential for more appreciation. One of the downsides is having that construction all around you. And one more option for you on new construction, I showed you that first neighborhood with the semi-custom homes. Kind of have to buy them, and you're gonna have to expect at least a couple months before they're complete. And then the next neighborhood with the spec homes, where you can get some quick move-in ready homes. This is another neighborhood that is built by a local builder, and most of the homes in here are really large, really nice homes. And most of the builders that build homes in this size and kind of this caliber, as I mentioned, are selling well before they're finished. I've actually seen in this particular neighborhood them list these homes only once they're complete in some cases. And there are some other local builders that will do that. This is not the norm. Most of these homes, most of the new homes in the area are going to sell before they're complete. But there are some of the smaller local builders that will wait until they're complete. This one down here just recently sold for around $900,000, I believe, and it was sold after it was already complete. So, I don't want to discourage you if you are looking for a new construction and you really need it to be move-in ready within a month. It is possible to find. I'm just saying, if you have a little bit more time, it will give you more options. So, if you look at the market, there are a ton of new construction homes listed. The issue is most of them are still under construction and will sell before they're complete. So, if you are in a hurry and you want a new construction, we can make it happen for you. Reach out to us and we'll do our best to make it happen. You may just have a little bit more of a limited amount to look at, but can definitely make it happen for you. So we're going to go check out a resale neighborhood. But one more thing I wanted to mention on the cons, even in this neighborhood where they're selling homes close to $1 million, you can check out the space between the homes is really narrow. And obviously there's space along through here, but most of these lots are going to get filled up and you're going to end up with homes that sit really close together. So that's one more con that I wanted to mention, as well as, well, two cons that I wanted to mention. It's just clear cut through here, no trees left. So most of the new neighborhoods, the vast majority, you'll find the developer has just clear cut the trees. So there are no mature trees whatsoever. The lot sizes are pretty small. So those are two cons to the new construction. If you want the new construction home and you're okay with kind of the tighter lot sizes, the clear cut land and all that, there are a lot of great options. But let's go check out what you can get as far as resale and what some of the pros and the cons are to that as well. So now finally to one of the more established neighborhoods, give you an idea of what you can get for a resale home in the Knoxville area. And this particular neighborhood is about 25 years old. Actually, even a little bit more than that. It was mostly built out in the 90s. So, what you get in these older neighborhoods that are more established, you get these larger lot sizes and you get these nice mature trees. So you can see how much bigger these lots are than what they are in a lot of the newer neighborhoods. You get the mature trees as well. So, two of the cons that I talked about in the newer neighborhoods, smaller lots, plus the developers come in and clear cut everything. So, the pros to these more established neighborhoods, the mature trees plus the larger lots. One of the downsides that I mentioned to these neighborhoods is there's just such a shortage of homes in the Knoxville area that it can be really hard to find one that fits what you're looking for, what your family is looking for. So one of the reasons it can be a little bit harder to find what you're looking for is, these older, more established neighborhoods the homes are not built with the same floor plans, with the open kitchen, open to the living room and everything that people want nowadays. That's not to say that some of them aren't, but, when you get to these homes that are 30, 40, 50 years old, a lot of them are just not the floor plan that people are looking for. Now, some of them have been renovated. Some of them are a semi-open floor plan, but just not the completely open floor plan that people are looking for. So that's one of the downsides. It's hard to find the floor plan. It can be hard to find the floor plan that you want in one of these more established neighborhoods, especially with the tight inventory and everything selling so quickly. The plus side is that you get the large lots, the mature trees. So, really just to kind of sum it all up, really the main differences between the new neighborhoods and the established neighborhoods are the lot sizes and the mature trees. As far as the houses go themselves, obviously the new houses are going to have the newer open floor plans. These older homes are not necessarily going to have the open floor plans that most people are looking for. So if you're thinking about moving to the Knoxville area, trying to decide, which way you want to go, whether you want to buy new construction, whether you want to buy something in a more established neighborhood, those are sort of the pros and cons of each one. Each one has its benefits. Each one has its difficulties. The difficulties with the established is just the really low inventory. The difficulties with the new construction, you might have to wait a few months until it is complete. But, pros and cons to each one. Those are just things for you and your family to consider which option might be the right one for you. Either way, feel free to reach out to us, shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. We'd be happy to help you out. If you're not sure still which one might be the right option for you, give us a call and let's have a conversation about it. We can talk a little more detail about the pros and the cons that I've talked about in this video, help you decide which type of community would be the right fit for you. So one more thing I want to touch on before we wrap this up. This neighborhood, like I said, built in the 90s. A lot of the newer neighborhoods that are, maybe just 10, 15 years old, you're going to run into the same thing that you run into with the new construction, where there aren't any mature trees or the small lots, because that's how they've been building neighborhoods for the last 10 to 20 years. So when I say resale, if you're looking at resale homes, but they're only, maybe 10 years old, you're going to run into a lot of the same downsides as with a new construction, as far as the smaller lots, the clear-cut developments. So if you want to get into the pros of the older, more established neighborhoods with the big lots and the big trees, what you're going to be looking at is some of these neighborhoods that were built back before the 2000s, back in the 80s and 90s, or even before that. And that's when you get to these neighborhoods that really have the pros that I'm talking about with these established neighborhoods. So hopefully this has given you a little bit of a start to thinking about whether or not you would be better off with a new construction or one of these resale homes. Again, if you have any questions about it, if you want us to help you out with your home search process, shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. All our contact information is in the description below. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.